here. I'm just behind the camera. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna tell you right fucking now. What in the hell is wrong with this damn thing? I'm not that fucking pale. I'm just telling you right now, I am not that pale. It's this fucking. I'm gonna close the window. That's all I'm doing. I'm doing it. It's irritating my soul. God. There you go. Anyways, I had to heat up my coffee. You can tell that I look. I'm getting a different camera. I'm getting a different camera because that's not how I look in real life. I'm getting a different camera, y'all. Okay, hold on. I'm also grabbing my thing. We're gonna do a check-in. I just got back from dropping my kiddos off. So, and then I made me some coffee. Good morning. So, I think I'm gonna change where my desk is. I might change some things around. All right. So I tried to do this thing where I was gonna try and pick out a song. Like I was like, there's gonna be a song, and the song's gonna be, like I was trying to do but I got irritated. Can I just say that much? I got irritated with the song choices. And I was like, I don't know if there's like a message you're like, I'm not willing to hear. Okay. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. Because there was this, like, I was like, the third shuffle is gonna be the song. Tell me why the first two were amazing, and I was like, ooh, it's gonna be good. And then the third song was like, what the fuck? And I don't know if somebody's like just getting real irritated with hearing what am I doing? Hearing love bullshit on their feeds and stuff. Because it was okay. The first one that was supposed to be a song was "Better Now" by Post Malone, which that little shit's irritating my soul right now because he's hanging around some racists, Morgan Wallen, and I'm thinking, you what the fuck is wrong with like seriously, motherfucker. And so I didn't want that. I didn't want that song. I was like, but the songs, Better Now is like, you think you're better now that I'm not around, right? So that's kind of like an X. And I'm like, oh, no one gives a shit about a fucking X. Like, can we just please? And then the next one was Nymphology by Melanie Martinez, which talks basically about like if you want to idolize somebody like they're a pixie girl, then you have to be a man worthy of a pixie girl. So it sounded like a response to that. You think you're better now that I'm not that, kind of thing. I was like, I don't know whose bullshit I'm tapping into. I don't want nothing a part of it. And then, so I was like, one more time, can we please get something that's not love? And then it was Sledgehammer, that song. But it's like, he's like, I want to be your sledge. And I was like, I swear to God, it starts out to just, and I don't know if that's the energy of what's going on. Like Spirit, you just pissing me off. Why are you pissing me off like this? Stay back. And so I don't really know where this is gonna go, how this is gonna unfold, any of that shit. It is the idea of things not going exactly like you had hoped. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Hair. I don't know. But we're gonna dig in. I just wanted to tell y'all my little escapade before I got on, which is why I was late. That and I was heating up my coffee. Because sometimes when you put your creamer in, it cools it down, and I don't like that. I don't have a frother, so I can't heat the milk or creamer, whatever the fuck it is. All right, where are we going to start? Let me give you my spiel. You are a sovereign being of your life. You get to determine if, how, when, where, why any of these messages might apply. So my recommendation to you is never just relish it to make it fit. Oh, I feel trapped. They want Egyptian gods, and I don't know why, but I have been getting the same fucking, like, there's plenty of cards, but I feel like I'm getting the same fucking cards. Well, thank you. Ironically, so this is a university where I'm at, University of Kentucky. We are a major college level basketball state. And so we used to be a divided house, but my oldest son is now out. He's for U of L, which is Cardinals. But this is a wildcat, basically. Right? Because that's kind of like what I am like money in this shit show of an existence right now would be really nice because let me tell you. Anyways, so all right, let's dig in. I don't know where this is going. All right, I got peppermint mocha, by the way, because holidays are coming up. It's amazing. I've gotten so used to sugar-free shit that, like, when I put sugar in something, I'm like, so I used to do that about the sugar-free stuff. So I'm proud of myself. I am so proud that I don't have a crap ton of sugar. So my oldest is 22. He's not in college. He roots for a different college team. So he's one of those who's like, college is not his thing. Now that doesn't mean that he's not getting extra training and stuff like that for a different career. It's just not college. But no, he's 22. He's up. That's my oldest. He's up living near my sister, like 12 hours away. Okay. I don't mean to be like this, but maybe somebody's just in a pessimistic mood. But like, hope came out, and I feel like being like with it. Oh, son of a biscuit. Ew, another one I don't like. Perseverance. No. Order and peace. I already don't like it. I already don't like it. You ever like the people who you say, like, you tell them something and they give you a suggestion that's like so fucking obvious. You're like, oh, gee, I wonder why I never thought of that. Like, like Captain Obvious bullshit. That's the stuff that I'm irritated with it right now. I don't like this already. I feel like this is okay. So I align with this in the sense that I wouldn't like this either, but it's so pervasive. Like, it's like nails down a chalkboard right now. Like how I got irritated with the songs, and just like somebody doesn't want to hear something. Same with this. It's like you gotta have hope. Shut the fuck up, okay? Shove your hope up where the sun don't shine. Um, Persevere. No, I don't fucking want to persevere. I'm tired of persevering. It's kind of like being resilient. When people are like, oh, but you're resilient. I don't want to be resilient. Why the fuck do I have to be resilient? That's an indication that there's strife and struggle. And I don't want to be resilient. I don't want to have to be that. And then it's like order and peace, everything feeling, I don't know. Like having peace with how the order in which things have to transpire. I don't know. They're bringing me to this one is green. See, down here they have like these colors, and I don't know why they're bringing me to that green, red, and blue. Oh, I don't know. I don't. I feel like somebody is getting downloads and messages, but it's not what you're seeking, not what you're asking. Um, and it's like such obvious bullshit that it's unhelpful, is what it is. Right? Like the example of somebody kind of recommending something that you're like, oh, you must think I'm so like 10 shades of fucking stupid because I didn't think of that before. Like you're so unhelpful. Like there's something here about something being very unhelpful. The incongruence, and I don't know why I'm using that word, as far as the colors and how they're laid out kind of feels like nothing matches. Like you get blips of something and nothing really matches. So not only is it unhelpful, like if you were to just look at things in isolation, these little chunks of whatever guidance or understanding you're getting, unhelpful. Thanks. Two, not sharing anything new. So it's kind of like, okay, Captain Obvious, thank you. And then three, none of it really is cohesive and goes together. It's not even like a full idea or full understanding. Like there's, you can't even see how. Like honestly, it reminds me of when my brain just throws shit out when I'm looking for a word and it starts throwing, and you're like, "Are you even trying, brain?" Because none of those words match what I'm trying. Like, what are we saying here? It's like that. So there's a level of frustration. We're gonna go with. I don't think any of this is gonna make sense. Both in the read, and I think that whatever you're receiving isn't going to make, like, I don't think it has anything to do with what you're asking. I mean, you're picking up on that, but sometimes, like, later on down the road, we're like, oh, that makes sense. I don't think it has anything to do with what you're asking or what you're seeking to understand and know. It's almost as if spirit, your higher self, is dancing around the issue and won't just directly answer you. Like when somebody changes the subject or some shit. Let's see here. I need to seriously get a tan because when I tell you, I go in the bathroom and I know the lighting is different, but even when I pre-record, I look different than when I get onto freaking YouTube. I look Caspery, like Casper the Friendly Ghost, and I'm like, I look sickly, and it's irritating me. See, there's just an irritation overall in this energy. Somebody's irritated. Secrecy. I fucking told you. Secrecy. Hold on. Down there. See, I can't. I'm there we go. It focused. Secrecy. There's some kind of secrecy around something. Why does it feel like you may have a couple of main points that you're like really trying to figure out? Let's say there's two or three areas or aspects that you're trying to figure out. You're like, just these. I don't care about anything. I don't think you're getting. See, there's three cards. Oh, that's why none of it, because each area is something different. But like the answer they give you or the information they give you, it's like you're not helpful. That's why they're not cohesive. They're not all one thought. But there's secrecy around stuff. And I got to be honest with you, like, okay, I understand some things, but the one that irritates me is I think one of these has something to do with purpose, like your purpose in life. It feels like, why would that, you hear all the time, like, you can't know everything about love because it has to happen organically, blah, blah. But to be cut off when it comes to a sense of purpose or path. So there's some secrecy here. For fucking what? At this point, I feel like you're like, why? Adventure, like, ooh. I swear to God, if they try to say, because it makes it more of an adventure. Being stagnant and stuck is not an adventure. I'm just saying. Help a bitch out. Seriously. Okay, hold on. Turmoil. Upheaval. New chapter. I feel like somebody wants to flip tables. That's where the upheaval is. Like you're ready to just fuck it all and like let it all just. It feels like whoever I'm reading for, you're ready for the chaos. You're like, just bring it, just do it. Like you want to just kind of like it's those people who like set the explosives up and then they're like 500 feet away and they push it and everything goes boo, like demolition crew or something like that. It's like you're ready for the upheaval. Because if you're inquiring and questioning and contemplating several areas of life or aspects of life, and you're not getting any kind of clarity on anything, everything seems to be um and all you crave is just to live. You want your again, somebody is very stagnant and it's like I just heard, that little there's a meme that says let's blow this bitch up. And it's like that's where you're at. Because here's the thing. I feel like if spirit doesn't give some kind of direction, you're going to do something where it's like and it's not going to be impulsive. Like you have desired to shake shit up. And so you're just going to be like the proverbial red button, you're going to push it. You're going to do something that will create upheaval just so you can get this new chapter. And I think that's what it is because beyond a shadow of a doubt, you're ready for what new is going to happen. And I think again, I'm picking up on like you've really pretty much not got much left in your life. Like there's really not much to blow up. It's like it is really is like a old building that's not even inhabitable. It's just whatever. And so my thing is, it's like you're like it's no consequence to like you don't feel attached at all. You're like whatever, blow it up, let's do it. Like there's no hesitation in you. I want to find out why there's secrecy around this. I mean, because really, it's like if this doesn't get started soon, you're gonna do something questionable, impulsive, but not impulsive because you've been thinking about it. You're going to do something that's like the trigger. You're going to push the button. And at that point, when something implodes, no telling where shit lands, right? Like, but you're there. You're like, if you don't fucking get this show on the fucking road, I want to find out why is there secrecy. They want Storm and Tarot. So this is like just life in general. Like this is very much so like I don't want like I'm no longer willing to be at the mercy of somebody else's timeline. Somebody else like I heard the gates are closing. Like you just know that it's either now or never kind of energy. Like if the light gets snuffed out in you one more time, you probably won't crawl back out of the hole. And you're just not willing to let that happen. Ten of Cups, Lovers. I'm gonna vomit. Or Lovers. It's like either it happens or you're choosing. You're like, oh, okay. You're gonna have your Ten of Cups. Period, point blank. I almost thought we went somewhere. I swear to God, they better not. I just think you're like, there's something about, okay, so Three of Wands and the Empress. The Empress she's primed and ready. Again, we talked yesterday about the birthing process, right? And it's been like the birthing process has been happening for too long. It's almost as if it's like something detrimental will happen if this isn't birthed quickly. This new life, this new book, new volume in the series, the new chapter, whatever you want to call it. If it doesn't happen, it may never happen. Sometimes a life-changing event can be, well, we know this, a traumatic one. Like, sometimes we always say, oh, life-changing event, and we always hope that it's a positive one, but anything and everything has a polar opposite. It can go south, it can sour. Um and it's kind of like the boy who cried wolf, right? If something like if we have a false start one too many times, then people will just give up on living. So so the Empress is waiting for something to come in, but it's taking too long, and she's really ready to just push the proverbial red button, blow this bitch up. Because I'm not missing, the gates aren't going to close on me. I'm not missing this opportunity. I am not missing the 10 of Cups that I deserve. That is where I love life and life loves me back. I'm not. But the Empress feels as if there's so much secrecy shrouded around everything. Like, why is everything so hush hush? And it feels as though she's really tapped into things that are not, again, like the messages she get, it's like it's not helpful. So she's really tapped into maybe other scenarios, other people, but it's like for herself, there's a lot of hush. So she's not cut off. She knows. Six of Pentacles really just talks about it being my turn. In the Rider-Waite, he's doling out. One receives while the other one doesn't. She knows she's the one that's meant to receive right now. She knows it's her turn. She knows that. Six of Wands. It's I didn't come out of the Five of Wands battle for nothing, because usually Six of Wands is a battle-worn soldier riding in on his horse. He gets the accolades because of what he's been through, and it's like, you think that I'm not gonna. This is like justice. I'm surprised the justice card hasn't come out, because it's like I'm not missing my just rewards for all that I've done. Like, I'm not missing out. I didn't come this far just to, and so that's where like the Six of Wands of success. Oh, you know what? Stop it. Uh, um, the risk is like we have the Queen of Cups. I think the risk is it took a lot for her to open her heart back up to life itself. Not just love, not a romantic partner, but as in, because anytime your heart closes off, it closes off to everything. It's only one portal. It's not like a whole bunch of different branches. It's when you start to squeeze and tighten and close that down, it impacts every facet of life, right? And so I didn't come to this point to shut back down again, right? I actually worked really hard because I want to love the life that I'm in. I know I deserve that. 7 of Pentacles. We have this blooming in a big fucking drought in a desert. I just hear come hell or high water. I'm gonna love life. So okay, but you're still not telling me why is there secrecy? Why is she not hearing anything? That's no, 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 no. We're not gonna do that because that was why. Why is there secrecy? Why is she not hearing? Why is there not guidance? Why? Knight of Wands. At first, I heard they don't want so that somebody's not impulsive, but I would almost think that the secrecy, the hushness would almost is like an instigator. Like they're trying to make her or somebody act impulsive or do the irrational thing to get a fire under them, to light a fire, to have them act. I can't tell 100% if it's her that they're doing this to. So, the secrecy, we have the Ace of Wands. I heard stoking the fire. Like they want it to get bigger. Like they want a desire for something to grow. They want a passion for something to grow. Where is your passion going to lead you? Where is that fire in your belly going to take you? Because it's almost as if they tell you too much, then you're going through the motions, right? Because that's the way it's supposed to happen. That's what's supposed to occur. That's what's supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Rather than being led. So there's some kind of, and that's really what the Knight of Wands does is he acts on instinct. Where's the fire in the belly going to take you? They're showing me the train, like a steam train, where you know they're burning, they're heating up the water, but they've got a fire going underneath. Um, they're trying to build the desire in you, so you'll take the action. That's what it is. So that you'll be the Knight of Wands. if they give you the information or too much of the information, or if they laid it all out and there wasn't some sense of secrecy, it's almost as if like the there wouldn't be enough steam behind what you're doing. So I don't know if you have lacked drive, motivation, follow through on certain things. You putter out because there's not enough, So I would say that somebody has felt disconnected from a sense of passion. You might feel it in the heart, but like that, the will and the drive to do it has been lacking. And so they want you to build up to the point of Knight of Wands energy, because otherwise, something is going to, it's not going to turn out how you want it to. This is the Three of Swords. Why do I feel like, again, there's a stagnation? So you want out so bad, and they're leaving you. It's like you're staying in place. It's like a pressure cooker. You're leaving in place, right? So it's all building up on the inside. And as soon as they release that valve, which is, I feel like something comes in. Again, I knew it was more than just you being the Knight of Wands. Something comes in, you act on it like that. They're building the desire so that you will not hesitate one iota, so that you will go after something with fervor, so that you will, because otherwise you'll end up here in the Three of Swords. Some level of regret, sense of like outcast, unhappy with something. Like you won't, like if you miss the opportunity when something shows up. And so they're keeping it, because I feel like you're going to view it as, this is the only way. This is the only way to break free from this, to break free from something, so I can have my 10 of cups. Like I'm getting my fucking 10 of cups. It's like the carrot, only it's the carrot doesn't lead you, they're not leading you on, but they're putting the carrot there, and it's like you have to, it's just out of reach, okay? And you're doing everything you can to get it. And so the very first moment that they lower it, you're going after it. So they're building something up. You must have had a very in and out kind of energy before, where you teetered a little bit, where there wasn't consistency. Um, and that might be because your drive, your passion, your desire wasn't strong enough. Maybe fear, anxiety, or um, fear, anxiety. How do I put this? Anyways, something was overpowering. Like your fuel was fear and anxiety, not desire and passion. So it squelched it out. Just kind of like you want an enclosed space, okay? When you like on the train, they enclose the wood that's burning and stuff like that, so the heat gets more, right? But if you were to completely enclose it and cut off all oxygen to it, you would actually suffocate the fire. And so there's this sense of like there, it's just enough to make it really potent and powerful, because they don't want the Three Swords to happen. They want you to be in the energy of this. You think if they keep playing games with you, you're that this is where you're going to be, and you're like, I'm going to take it in my own hands. And the energy that I get is almost like something is going to arrive, um, and you will recognize it as your. I don't know why they're saying only way out. And your desire for this new chapter, for the 10 of cups, for you will not hesitate. You will not. So the in and out energy may also be like you constantly, I don't know, I'm not sure. There's an uncertainty there. And so you question things. And I feel like it's half-hearted and half the energy and fervor. And it's like they can't have you hesitating. The Knight of Wands does not fucking hesitate. He is the quickest shit, let me tell you. Quickest shit. Girl. So, yes. Um, and so you're slightly being left in the dark because it makes you more determined. It makes you more like, oh fuck no. That's why they want you near the point of like, I'm about to push the button. I'm about to push the button. Because here's the thing. Um, there's something about the gates closing where you're like, okay. So in the movies where like there's like a thing that's coming down and people have to run and slide underneath, and it's like they gotta pull some moves they wouldn't normally, but they're like quick with it. It's kind of like that. It's like they're bringing you to the gate when it's already starting to close, and you're like, "Are you motherfucking kidding me?" You know what I mean? So like, there's no hesitation, none, and the desire to be free is so immensely big by the time this shows up. It's frustration, and it's almost like they let it build to the point where there's no other choice but to get out. Does that make sense? The I think that's also what's fueling it. The sense of separation, the sadness, the grief around not being able to free yourself. All of that is fueling this fire in your belly is what they keep giving me. And it's like, so that's where the secrecy is coming from. They don't want you to say no to the adventure when it shows up. So they're using the turmoil, this is making sense now, to help you deal with the upheaval. So while right now you feel like a bit agonizing, if you're really honest with yourself, you have peace. You feel peace within you, but you also feel it's not a yearning. It's just flat out a knowing. Um, it's just a knowing. Like there's no other option. This has to happen. This must happen. This is, that kind of thing. Um, so it's working. It's like a combustion chamber. It's working. It is building. And I feel like whoever I'm talking to, you feel as though you have lost passion and desire because you've witnessed your own self go in and out, in and out, in and out, yes, no. And like can't like there's a follow through that just isn't there. And what I want to say is it's like they're snuffing out any area. So you're asking about lots of areas, and they're like, it's like they are depriving you of all of that to put whatever little reserve you have of drive into one little chamber and to grow it and amplify it. And so there's an alchemy process that's going on within you. um it's not meant to torture you, it's meant to help you move forward. So they will, and so the turmoil, when because it is major upheaval that they're talking about. This is a major upheaval that they are talking about. You're like, bring it on. there's just you have, and it's like, and when you're ready for it, that's when it happens. It's like you will not say no to the upheaval. Is what they just said. You will not say no to the upheaval. It brings a new chapter. It brings a new chapter. It's making sure that you don't have that you avoid failure to launch. That's what it is. Girl, I don't know if you're a girl, but when we're having tea, and sharing tea, you're suddenly like everybody, man, female, I don't give a fuck. You're your girlfriend. Like it gets that way. So, girlfriend. This is that's where I'm at. Okay. So then that's also why they got the perseverance, because with the belly and the fire in your belly growing, all the while everything being kept from you, it is the fuel you need to move through and persevere the upheaval. And the funny thing is, I don't think none of it feels negative. It just feels like sometimes you have failure to launch. So it's not like you not doing it, there wasn't really anything to fear. You not like the inconsistency before that they're showing me the in and out, in and out, in and out, yes, no, or like you'd start strong and putter out because you just didn't have enough in the reserve. Um, I also feel like you have felt like I haven't had real excitement in a long time. I haven't felt enthusiastic in a long time. I haven't felt like charged in that really good, juicy, happy, joyful way in a long time. You may have found a way to, I don't know why they're saying regulate your nervous system so that you're not feeling the overwhelm of the Three of Swords. You're not feeling the overwhelm of fear and anxiety, but you have yet to tap into life, life force again. And it's like you're waiting for that to happen and it's just not. And that's where I'm gonna blow this bitch up. And they wanted you there. They wanted you at that space. So that tells me something is going to present itself, come in, and you're going to feel desperate to take it. But that's just how our human brain would describe it. Um, yes, your brain might try to say, again, because that's the Knight of Wands energy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Are we sure? You've been sure. Your energy's been sure. You've been waiting for the moment. And whether it seems reckless or not, because, Knight of Wands does some shit that seems reckless, because I don't think the way they're giving me, there's not a thorough examining or a thorough examination before jumping on this opportunity. But it's almost as if when it arrives, it's spirit because it has been dead. You have been like so much has been snuffed out that when this one arrives, you're like, okay, you just spirit put it right in front of you. You're like, okay, this is my ticket to ride. This is my out. This is you know what I mean? And you're just going to do it. I think before you would have overthought it. Oh, maybe there's a better opportunity, or maybe the better is on the other side. When you get out of this situation and circumstance, it's on the other side. So it's almost as if it's like it's like somebody going, should I take a train, a plane, or should I drive? And it's like none of the modes of how this happened really matter. None of the vehicles of choice to get you there is what matters. It's getting there, and then the real magic happens. But don't underestimate spirit, because what does get you where you need to go, your ticket out of something, is going to be, they will use it as a key for everything. So it's not something where you have to worry like, "Oh my god, am I gonna hate this?" Think of it as like a stepping stone. Like, it will lead right into something else. So not just getting it's not just the vehicle to get you somewhere. It is when you get there, the like on a train, there's like a stool that they put down so you can climb up into it, you know what I mean? That's what it is. So it's almost as if it's the vehicle to get you somewhere, and then when you get there, it is your stepping stone into something else, whatever the fuck that means. Um, so you're meant to be in the Knight of Wands energy. That is where you need to be. And the withholding and even delays have been intentional just to build the fire in your belly. And I even want to say, I feel like somebody has prayed or meditated on or something about, I just don't feel inspired. I don't feel passionate. I don't feel a drive. Like somebody has said this, and spirit was, and you asked for help in regards to this. Now I can't speak to why they chose this method of doing that. There is a thing of, we don't want to just give you something, because whoever I'm talking to, if you don't just, oh, I just had this conversation with my cousin about my son. Like if he doesn't feel like it comes from him, um, he'll never have the passion for it. He'll never have the drive for it. He'll never really be committed to it. So it's funny because sometimes, like, I'm going to give you an example. He wanted to do, growing up, this child could figure shit out. Like, he's really, really smart. Like, one of those people who sometimes may not get along with people because of how smart he is, but also has a really great witty banter, and so that's how he pulls in some of his other peeps. You know what I mean? Like, you either love him or you don't. Like, he will tell me there's people at school that are like, you're just an a-hole, and I'm like, well, honey, I've heard you be an a-hole. But he can also be this amazing. So he's just, his mind is just a certain way, right? You either click with him or you don't. Period. He's a good person, right? Like a good person. Nobody would argue that. Just, you either think he's an a-hole or you think he's fun. There's no in between. Um, and he did like robotics, and he loved the problem solving process, and he could get from point A to Z like that. That's part of his ADHD. And like, so, when pandemic happened, and it pulled him out of a lot of those activities, right? And when we got back, I was trying to get him back in, and he was like, kind of a thing. Finally, high school rolls around, and I'm like, hey, honey, I really think that you need to do engineering. You need to get back into the robotics. You need to get back into all these things. I was like, that fits you. That is you to a T. And he decided, because he had friends and his father, who, amazing dad, never tried to convince him to do certain things. And in all honesty, even I thought he may want to do that. Um, he is the kind where I could see him creating a whole, like, he created whole worlds and stuff like that with gaming and stuff. So he was going to go into programming, computer programming. As that, as a, I mean, he was just gonna go into straight computer, like he ADHD. He has to have something he desires. So if he could link it to like creating games, okay, I get it. It makes sense. But just straight up like software program, this child can't sit still to save his damn life. He runs freaking 5Ks all the damn time. Will run. He has conditioning during school, which is the weights working out. He then runs after school for 6 to 9 miles, and then comes home and can't sit his ass still. He's whoop 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 in my living room because his socks will slide across. Do you feel me here? And he wanted to sit down and do this, and I'm like, I don't want to tell him no, but when I tell you, I told him a million times, tried to get him back in. I told him there's engineering. I don't want to do. I want to do this. Well, he went into like college level courses. This is my 16-year-old now, not the 22-year-old, and failed because it was self-directed and the teacher didn't teach because it was a college course, and he hated it. Like, hated it. When the teacher would help, she's like, "I don't know. That does look right. I don't know why it's," like, he was just like, "I cannot." He couldn't sit still long enough and stare at ones and zeros to figure out what the fuck was. He was like, "I'm going nuts." I was like, "I know. Tell me why this damn child." I love being a mom. Tell me why this child. I then say, "Well, we're going to take you out," and I tell him he's going to go into engineering. At this point, I was like, "You can't keep going down this. Obviously, you don't want to." And he's like, "Yeah, I'll look into it." Like, he kind of acted like he was, bummed out because you're now into your freshman year. You have to pick a course. Our schools have like these. They kind of put you in a pathway. And so I'm like, he's like, all he knew, oh, this works so well. All he knew is just get me the fuck out of computer programming because ain't no way. And this is a child who never in his life has ever had enough. Ever. He hated and loathed it that much that he was willing to go into the thing that mommy had been telling him for years to get back into because at least it was different. And then he had the audacity to come back and like the shit. And he was like, I didn't know engineering was an option. I'm about to put my foot up your ass, little boy. I swear to God. I swear. Tell me again. You didn't. Seriously? No one ever told me. People told you. But if it doesn't feel like it's his idea, that's you. Throw that out there for whoever needed to hear that shit. That's you. God, I mean, unless because you're not invested in it, then if you're told what to do, Spirit has to play games with you to get you, the carrot and make you think it's your idea, and you just be like, oh, and like it suddenly works out. Because when Spirit told you, I don't know, 3 years prior, when your mama told you, and you're like, no, I mean, blah, blah, blah," and you didn't want to listen, I was my, I looked at his dad. I was like, I swear to, I'm gonna lose my shit with this boy. Tell me nobody ever told you. I didn't know it was an option. Loves it, thrives with it. I know he's going to invent something. I even told him that. I was like, I already know that you're going to create something that's not existing in the world. And he's just, so now we're going through the same thing when it comes to colleges. And I'm giving him all the information. He thinks he's going to go somewhere. I've, and as mom, I plant the seeds. I'm like, honey, and I talk about the engineering. I talk about the world as it is today, what the appropriate options would be, where his intellect would be best stimulated, and all kinds of stuff. It ain't where he's fucking gunning for. But I know, and this is the conversation I had to have with my cousin. I was like, she was like, it has to be his idea. So I have to like introduce him, like take him to all these different places so that he can feel like he's He's got to find the thing that's better. Or he's going to have to come to the conclusion and realize as he's applying to colleges, the one he wants to go to is not going to be good for him. So if that's any indication, I can tell you right now, your spirit team loves you. I love my son so much. I think so many amazing things of him, but boy, does he frustrate the fuck out of me. I'm just saying, your spirit team may be really frustrated with you right now. So all this yapping, all this bitching, all this threatening, I'm gonna push the button. I'm gonna push the button. They're like, whatever. Fucking just, throw your tantrum. And they already know, how this is gonna work out. And that's what I'm doing with my son. I already know. I put in the seeds. When the time comes, in the moment, he will make the right decision because the seeds have been planted, because it unfolded how it needed to. Me fighting him is gonna. Here's the thing. That's the funny thing. You would think giving you the information would get you closer. No, they already know. You buoy out. You run from it because it wasn't your idea. So I have to plant the seeds and step back, because the more I push, the more he's like, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want. Oh, that's probably you too. Now that I think about it, that sounds a lot like me as well, and I think that's where my son gets it. It's so frustrating. Yay! So this is why it's unfolding the way it's unfolding, and you're irritated as shit. Dare I say, you have nobody to blame but yourself. Your spirit team is doing the best they can. Doing the best they can. Hold on. There's a lot. Today I got to usual feedback. Great candidate, but we're going for oh God. I am an almost 38, so this isn't getting right. Okay, balance emotions because we have to do it. Being in despair won't help. Taking my walks in, me too. Nature. When I tell you, people, I would implode. And it's getting cold here, and I have to take every opportunity when it gets above like 55 to get my butt outside, because I go nuts. I go nuts. Um, Anytime soon, bills will start to pile up, and that fire will be lighting up quickly. Um, you understand him very well. Mwah! And like a part of me is like, that's not how I behave. But I feel like, he's not exactly like me. He kind of amplifies things, but you know how like my personality, he's the same way. Like we grew up in the house, and I'm like, we're a weird family. We let our weird flags fly. So nobody ever got to make fun of or poke fun of at other people's weird, right? We are a neurodivergent family, so that's the reason why we're, you know what I mean? And my thing is that he's slightly different than me. I like to think that, and it might be because I'm more seasoned, in life, and so some of that's been like whittled away from me. But I cannot. I don't believe that you know what? If I annoy somebody, it's because they get mad because they can't control me, and that's probably how he thinks too. And he would be fucking right, because at this fucking point, you little shit. I just want to be like, I'm your mom, and I said. Anywho, it's this is very general. It does not indicate necessarily love. Even though we had the lovers and the 10 cups, to me that was more of a choice to choose the life or the chapter where 10 of cups is a thing. And 10 of cups is 9 of cups is true, genuine, personal, internal contentment. Okay? That's anytime we have a wish, it's to achieve that. no matter what the wish may be. I wish for a home, paid for it, whatever you want, because it brings true, genuine, sincere contentment and joy within inside you. Ten of Cups is now when another cup is brought in. That cup can be from any source. And I always say it's a cup that's external to you. So when you have the Ten of Cups, you not only are happy inside with yourself, you're also happy with the life that you have external to you. Or life external to you is loving you back finally, right? So there's this reciprocation, there's this exchange when it's the Ten of Cups, where it's not just about being happy internally, it's about being happy with your environment loving you back, and like things like that. So it's the love of life. Now that can pan out in any direction. This one was very, very general in the sense that um which we kind of need to do, because I've been saying, I know that love is a major factor right now, but not everybody is going has that trope, has that story happening right now. And so for love in this situation, it's if it's a dry Sahara desert, it may be that it's been delayed or held off because it's an option that sometimes when we have the appearance of a lot of options, no option seems right. That's the Seven of Cups. It's like when there's a lot to choose from, it's hard to narrow it down. It's hard to know which one is, that kind of thing. And so therefore we end up maybe not even giving a cup the consideration we should, because we're so confused and lost in the sauce. But when we have been without, and it's almost as if there's a drought and things haven't been happening there, sometimes something can arrive, a singular thing, right? Because all options are off the table. We actually give it the due diligence and the second look that we should have originally when seven options were there. And so in love, I would think that it's one of those things where you're giving something a, a much closer look and a higher consideration when it comes in, because and for that I would say, if that's what's happening, the person, the fire in the belly would be the sacral, like it's really kicking up, like you're probably really feeling yourself, feeling really confident and good, feeling like really playful, very um and then something comes in, everything again, like if you're deprived, so that you'll actually give something a second look. So you'll actually recognize something when it comes in, that proverbial cup. Does that make sense? And so if you're in the arena where we're talking about love, it's, I'm certain you've talked yourself out of either times when you were asked to go out, like, I mean, like in a group, like social events, you were like, no, 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 no. Almost like I've got all the time in the world. Now it's not right. No, my person wouldn't be there. No, this wouldn't, like, I don't know. It feels like a lot of excuses. And then, when you have a lot of people hitting you up, you're like, oh my fucking God, is this the dating pool? And so then you're like, and so even if someone that's fits the bill, they do one thing like the other motherfuckers, and you're like, bleh, no. You're real quick to like just like, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, no, take a closer look. Don't be so quick. Because it's again, the idea also of the Seven of Cups is sometimes you can't tell what's for you because nothing seems to be for you. It's a whole bunch of whatever, you know what I mean? And so you're for a person where this is love, you're not being riddled with a bunch of grody options and things like that. It almost seems sparse and barren and dry. And so when something does arrive, you're like, you notice it, you see it, you give it the due diligence because you're not distracted by the things that the Seven of Cups can do. Um, so that's why I would think like it's kind of like, and then it's also this building the fire in the belly is kind of like coming to the determination, I really do want love. Because when you feel like spirit is just throwing a bunch of people your way, like all those tarot card readings are like, oh, love is coming, and you're just inundated. You're almost like, fuck that shit. You know what I mean? Kind of like with the songs in the beginning. It was like, no, ugh. You know what I'm saying? Like it just, and sometimes those readings make you make it sound so, and it just, it's almost as if it's like it's being shoved down your throat. So you may have been pushed or told before. This happened to me because I went through like a good 3-year period. Y'all know this, where I was like, ugh, I didn't want nothing to do with nothing. And wouldn't you know it, Spirit's like, you need to open up. You need to open up your heart. You need to give it another shot. And I'm like, fuck you. What I want is to have a really great life and experience love of life instead of love with the person. You know what I mean? And it was like, and Spirit stopped. Spirit stopped. Spirit stopped saying something and just let me write it out until I was ready. And then they let me write it out a little more until I knew I was ready. I'm really open. Like I really am. Until I get to the point where I'm like, all this to get open and now nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's kind of like that, right? So again, if spirit tells you, okay, it's time for love, you're gonna be like, fuck you. Tell me what to do. Give this person a shot. No, he chewed loudly. They're all just nasty out here. I swear to God. Like, it's kind of like that. And so you had to come to the conclusion, no, Spirit couldn't tell you. Spirit knew what was in store for you, knew what that you were, not everybody's meant to be in a lifetime partnership. That's not their path. That's not their journey in this lifetime. The Spirit knew that you were, but you had to come to the conclusion yourself. And so sometimes you can't just go, okay, I want love. Oh no. Yeah. Oh no. You know what I mean? It's like, but not that person. It's like that's the in and out that I was talking about earlier. And so like they're like, no, you have to really mean it. Do you want this? Because we're not moving forward unless you know you're ready. Right. And so that's where the letting that thing, the combustion chamber, the pressure cooker do its magic. Um, because I'll be damned if spirit brings a person in and you're still kind of in and out energy. You need to know for sure that you are ready. Make sense? I hope that makes sense. Um, it works sometimes, okay? Because I said so. Because let me tell you, they will try to debate. Like my son never got out of the phase where I say it's 9 o'clock and he's like, actually, it's 8:58. I'm about to throat punch you right now. Because he will, and that's the intellect. He's exceptionally smart and he will debate shit. Like I have one nerve left, and he's like, he does a samba on it intentionally because he loves to watch the ride. That's the ADHD in him. I'm like, I little shit. So, anyways, sometimes That's so. Is exactly the fucking reason. I ain't putting up with your shit. Um. Sure, spirit. But even when someone did come in, he ghosted. Thank you. Makes sense now. Yeah, never agree to. Yeah, right. Me either. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I scroll. I'm like, you ain't getting it right, And it's look. Some of them may have been correct. And spirit's like, you fucking. I swear to God. You know what I mean? Like they may be trying to talk to me. I'm like, I'm not listening. Yeah, sometimes being in partnerships stunts our individual growth. Yeah, sometimes you have to do your own journey. And that's the thing. Like sometimes spirit will be like, "Hey, my spirit team will be like, it's time to do this." And when I tell you, I got to a point where I was like, I was ready 3 years ago for the last 3 years, and not nada. And now all of a sudden that I'm like fine with it not like, and that's really how it goes, right? And I'm like, I am my son. God dang it. I'm like, fuck you, don't tell me what to like you can't snap your finger spirit and just make me whatever. Like it just and I would get annoyed. I'm like, I know you shitting me, right? Like you could have like whatever. Although I will say during that time frame I was taking care of my dad who was dying. So that might have been not a good time. That's probably why they were like um anywho. But yeah, like so um however it may be, like I mean whether you go to social events or not, it's one of those things where it's like um there was some half in half outness, let's just put it that way, about it. So um and and you know the thing with like bringing somebody in that ghosts you, it's kind of like probably testing you to see how quickly you would be like fuck this you know what I mean, like and turn against spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you really in it? Like, were you gonna let that knock you down, or are you sincere about I'm ready? Because when people, you know, like sometimes we're ready as long as everything goes smoothly and my way and exactly how I want it to go. And then suddenly it doesn't, and now we're acting and behaving in such a way, right? Yeah. Sorry. I have to like give permission for y'all to cuss on my chat. But anyways, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, were you serious about really wanting love? Are you in this? Do you truly have a desire? Because also, if you're choosing somebody that's not good for you, are you really ready for love? Or are you just ready to fill a void? You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where it's like, sometimes that can be on us, right? Anyways, so but no, in this situation I want to say there are not good viable options, and then all of a sudden it just shows up. That was very clear in this reading. So I always, like I said, you're a sovereign being. You get to determine how, when, where, or why. Let me tell you something I hate about fall. The fucking centipedes be coming in. There's a I just there's a motherfucker over there. See, I live on a slab foundation, and it makes it so much easier for these fucking bugs to get into the house. And then, of course, I've got like my door, the lip at the bottom of the door. One like there's a corner that's messed up, and when I tell you disgusting, like I'm going to get sprayed today. They are not. I'm not sharing a house with them. That is pissing me off. Anyways, all right. So I hope that message found whoever it's meant for. I hope everybody has an amazing weekend. And you're welcome. I will see you guys at the next read.